Hello. Alright, so I am working on a couple of revenges today. This is just gonna be a really quick stream because I gotta do something later, but I've been busy over the weekend. I wanted to get in a quick Artfight stream. Yeah. I did a bunch of like traditional sketches to prep these. Just to speed up the process because there's like a week left and I've done one attack. Oh yeah. We're just gonna do a quick stream. Quick but fun stream. Hello, JD. Hope you're doing well today. Let me pull up my references. Actually, I guess I could use my phone. Like the traditional sketch for the character is very pretty. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do find that I have a bad habit of drawing really tiny though, because I'm used to drawing digitally, so you can just zoom in. So I try to do like a bigger sketch for like the base and then go into details, but then it ends up being too small anyway. It's a good thing I've got, what is it, 0.3 size pencil? So I can get the details in anyway, but I'm trying to practice drawing bigger. She's got like little eyebrows. Like, I don't know what you'd call them. Ever actually considered how digital art would impact the size of your drawing in a physical media? Yeah, like, it's ironic a little bit because, like, I'm drawing, like, fairly big, but then I guess, like, because I got a bigger screen than, like, a typical sketchbook. So when I'm drawing in my sketchbook, I'm like, I have a limited amount of space and I want to draw more than one drawing on this page, so I draw smaller. But also, I guess it's like out of habit. I used to draw small all the time. I don't draw traditionally in my sketchbook as often anymore, so I guess it's just a habit from that. But it's better to like practice drawing a little bigger, at least to like get your big shapes in, and it can make it a bit like, it can make the flow of the piece look a bit nicer, and like using your whole arm like to draw like a line, like instead of like using your wrist, you know, for everything. It's better for your joints as well. I've gotten a bit better about it because I'm in school for animation and one of our classes is figure drawing, and if you just used your wrist for the whole thing, one, you'd get really sore at the end of it, but also you need to draw quickly, so you wouldn't get drawings done very fast if you're just using your wrist to draw really tiny. It's nicer to draw bigger as well, just to get more details. It helps you like stand back and look at the whole piece as well, instead of getting too focused on one small area. And then you might end up realizing there's something wrong, and then you spend all this time on it, and then you have to go back and change it. If you like stepped back a bit earlier, you might have noticed it earlier, you know. One other thing, I guess, is like when you're drawing digitally, you have the ability to undo a line, which I use and abuse way too much. Whereas traditionally, if you make a mistake, you have to go in and erase it. So it's easier, I think, to have the confidence of making these big lines digitally, because it's faster to change it if you make a mistake. And then harder to get into that habit traditionally, I guess for me at least. I think there's a technique aspect to it as well. I can see how using your whole arm would be more ergonomic than just your wrist all the time. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely better for your health in the long run. But it's also good regardless of how you're drawing to take breaks, which is another thing I need to practice. Like, because if I'm like really into a drawing, I'll forget how much time has gone by, and then I'll be like, oh, my wrist is kind of sore, or my arm's kind of sore. Yeah, take those stretch breaks. Yeah, that though I take eye strain breaks so your line of work is a lot in your work rather than work specifically with your hands. Yeah, that's very important as well. That's definitely something I need to do more as well. Sometimes if I'm looking at my drawing tablet for too long, usually my drawing tablet, but I guess any screen, my eyes will like move up and like jitter, like vibrate out of my control, and I think that's just because they're like tired from the eye strain, and that's when I'm like, oh, I need a break. I'm gonna crop the canvas. Actually, I'll do it later. I'll just draw longer than I think I'll need. Good your eyes warn you. Keep going till you get ahead of— yeah. I never thought about it that way, that it's like a warning. That's funny. Oh, I just heard somebody upstairs drop something. I have no idea what that was. Could have been my dog, actually. almost done the line work. Oh, I forgot to do this side of the sleeve. Really struggling with these lines. All right. I crop the canvas now. That's not what I wanted. Hold on. That's also not what I wanted. Okay, wait a minute. I need my reference to color pick from. Did I save this one already? I did. Okay. Magic wand like sometimes works really well, and then other times it just is, it makes everything confusing to look at, so I'll just do it manually. Oops. Wait a minute. Oh, the whole thing is green. What am I doing? I'm being silly. I was just highlighting the, like, hood part. But all of it is green. Wrong color. Out of curiosity, is this an attack for someone I know or someone in the community? This is a revenge for someone who attacked me last year. And I believe this person, I think they were someone who watched my streams. I don't know if they're still around lately, but they like left a comment that they enjoyed watching my streams. And then the rest of my attacks are people, like the rest of these are also revenges. I have a bunch of other attacks on my hit list, but I think they were just people that I found like in the Discord, or I have a couple people on my list that are friends. And I want to get around to them, but I've attacked them last year, and I wanted to get up to a couple more like other attacks, but I do still want to get to them before the month is over, but I don't have a lot of time. I just need to hurry up. I think with the first attack I did, I just like, I spent way too much time on it, and I was like being a perfectionist about it, and I'm like, ah. And then I forgot, not that it's like, it makes it less fun to work on or whatever, but I didn't realize that it was, they're on the same team as me, so it was worth less points. It was still really fun to work on though. But I was like, oh, the first attack and the only attack I've done is a friendly fire attack. So I need to get to more people on the opposite team. I'm not opposed to friendly fire or anything, I just thought that it was someone on the other team. But I hadn't paid close enough attention. But it was still a really cute character. That's neat. It must be fun to do attack some people you know who attacked you previously. Yeah. It's very fun. It's fun to do any attacks, really. But I've had not as much time this month. Plus I spent ages on the first attack I did work on. But one of the things I was busy with, which was a commission, is very, very close to done. I was working on that earlier today and I was like, oh, I really want to get an Artfight stream in, so I wrapped up what I was working on it for today. It was so close to done and I'm really excited for it to be done. I'm pretty happy with how it looks. Beautiful. By the way, is it primarily Zelda lo-fi? Yeah. I just have a Zelda playlist on right now. I need to update my playlists. I said that somewhat recently, but I only have a couple playlists that are like stream friendly so that my VODs don't get muted. Even then though, sometimes some of them do get muted, even though it's like technically, I don't know, it's weird. But at least when they get muted, it's not the entire VOD, it's just like the section with the songs that are copyrighted. I vibe with Zelda music. Some of the other playlists I have like a Stardew playlist and Undertale / Deltarune and a couple things from Game Chops. And then like something else. One or two other chill favorite Zelda's Majora's Mask. Hell yeah. I unfortunately only got into Zelda in the Breath of the Wild era. So I haven't played... I've played little to none of the other games, but I really want to. I got Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time on my DS, but I haven't gotten around to playing them. I played like a tiny bit of Twilight Princess, but then didn't have access to a Wii, so I couldn't continue. And then I played... there's one on the Switch online, where he has the pink hair. I forget which one that is. Maybe it's The Link to the Past. I also got the new Echoes of Wisdom, and I played a little bit of that on stream once, and then I forgot to pick it back up. I enjoyed that one. I just had a lot of other things. I'm like, oh, I want to do this, but I have this other thing I haven't finished, and I'm like, oh, but I want to do this instead. So I need to pick that back up, but I've got so much art stuff I'm behind on, so it's gonna have to wait a little bit. It's on SNES, Link to the Past, yeah. For as far as I got in it, I liked it as well. It's just, I have a bad habit of starting games and then not finishing them, even if I enjoy them. I'm just like, oh, that was a really fun game, but also there's this other game I really want to play, and then I start playing the other game, and then often don't finish that either. The curses of ADHD. Wanting to do everything and nothing all at once. Breath of the Wild is a great intro to Zelda. Always wanted to play it. It's a lot of game for me. It's not. Yeah, I have like hundreds of hours in both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. It's really easy to sink a lot of time into it. Plus, ironically, despite me starting games and not finishing them, when I'm playing games, I tend to be a completionist. So in both games, I finished both games, and now I'm like trying to complete all the side quests, Koroks, like, and it takes a long time. But it's still very fun. I want to make this a multiply layer. It's funny, actually, I'm just remembering now, when I first got Breath of the Wild, I didn't know a lot about it. I forget why I wanted to get a Switch originally. The very first game I got, I think, on Switch was Untitled Goose Game, which I played a bunch of, and then I went with my partner to Microplay, and when we were there were two games that I was torn between, and it was Breath of the Wild and Let's Go Eevee. And I was like, I don't know which one I should get because Breath of the Wild is on sale. I don't remember if Let's Go Eevee was also on sale, but... And I was like, I'm torn, I don't know which one I should get, and he said, you should get Breath of the Wild, and I did, and it was the best choice at the time. I did get Let's Go Eevee later. I'm so glad I picked Breath of the Wild at the time because I played the shit out of that game. Well, too impatient. If you play any story game, you bum rush to the end with as little side questing as possible. You know, that's funny because Jameson, one of the friends I play games on stream with, he doesn't have a Switch, but he played Breath of the Wild once on someone's Switch, and as soon as King Rome's like, you know, you probably shouldn't go straight to Ganon. You should do these other things first because you're not strong enough. He was like, fuck you, I'm going straight to Ganon. Didn't know any of the story, didn't like do anything. He just went right there and he failed many times. I don't think he ever actually beat it. But that's his experience playing, which is funny. I'm gonna do this part by hand. I remember with Tears of the Kingdom when it first came out, I was like, I need to not be spoiled on anything. I went to the midnight release, I got the game, and I was like, I don't want to get to like all the story and get to the end right away because I was worried that I wouldn't pick it up again to do like side quests and stuff because I think they're fun. And so I was taking my time with it and like getting main story stuff on the way. And my partner finishes it in like a week, let's say, maybe a month. For me, it took several months. So he finishes it and he's like, finish it, I want to talk to you about the ending. And I'm like, no, I'm playing, I'm taking my time. And then I get to the ending and I was like, we were like texting each other, freaking out. It was like, I took so many screen recordings of just like the cutscenes at the end because I was freaking out, thinking it was so cool. There's so many like cool things in that last fight in Tears of the Kingdom that like just, I love having those like first experiences of a game, not knowing what's gonna happen and like just getting that experience because I grew up like watching a lot of Let's Players, so I still had that experience watching, but getting to play it and experience these like wow moments yourself is really something else, and it's so cool and fun. Oh, hold on. I gotta go in a few minutes to eat dinner. Anyways, so yeah, like just some games I played at, like I bought and played for the first time because I watched a Let's Play of it before. For example, Little Nightmares 1. I watched a full playthrough of it and I really enjoyed the game and I ended up buying it myself later. And then for the second one, I'm like, I need to play this myself and like get to like feel those initial reactions. And I was so nervous of getting spoiled, I had to unfollow one YouTuber I followed because they were putting spoilers in the thumbnails, and I was really mad about it. But I unfollowed before they put anything like too big. But it was, I love that game series too. It's awesome. I'm super excited for the third one to come out. And they're like live stream recently. They have so many things they're working on right now. It's crazy. Like they're working on like a new season for the podcast. They're working on a show. They're working on, I can't even remember. It was a ton of stuff. My bot tried to hold your comment because you wrote the word climax and it's like sex-based terms. What? Get the same feeling, but with books. Whenever I get to the climax, I get the urge to text my friends who also read it and scream my head. Yeah. You know, maybe I should like adjust my mods because it's like, come on, that's a word that's used for other stuff. At least it wasn't like completely censored or anything, so I could read what it was. But yeah, it's so fun to gush about cool things with people who also enjoy them. What does this look like? I gotta work on these bangs. I don't like him. But yeah, the thing is, like, I don't want to get spoiled and stuff, but I take my time playing through stuff because I want to get all the secrets, or as many as I can, in the first playthrough. And then my partner likes to either play everything himself, like, really quickly, like, that's just how he plays it, or watch, like, a full playthrough of, like, cutscenes or whatever in the game, and he knows the whole story, and I'm like, don't say anything, like, anything you say, like, and there's a lot of things I consider spoilers that he doesn't. And I'm like, I don't want to hear a single word about this. I want to experience everything there is to experience about this thing before I know anything about it. So don't say anything. Alright, I am probably gonna have to take like a 20-minute break to eat dinner, but I'll come back for a little bit after this. I'll leave the music running. Hopefully it... yeah, it's not on loop. That wouldn't be good. Did I save? I didn't. I will go for a 20-minute break for food. I'm gonna put the BRB screen on. Yeah, thank you. I'm just gonna do a ad roll. Maybe I'll do it like right before I come back so that there's no pre-rolls for a little bit. Alright. BRB, see you later. Hello, I am back from dinner. Had fish and chips. Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can finish 2 of these attacks before I have to go for the thing for my plans tonight. I have to leave at 8, so in an hour. So we'll see if we can finish this one's like pretty close to done. I'm just gonna do some more shading and then like a couple extra layers and then one more. Oh my god. My throat's all blocked because I ate food. I'm gonna make the shadows a bit more subtle. Well, I guess I can lower the opacity, but guess that's fine. forgetting to grab that. No, that's not the color I want. I remembered you mentioned you're going to school for animation earlier. Is there any one work of animation I could say inspired you? Not exactly. A lot of my classmates who are in the program would have an answer for that, but for me, I'm more so inspired by video games rather than like shows or movies. And going into animation, I was more so interested, like I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was in a fine arts program before that, and I was unhappy there because I realized I didn't want to do gallery artwork. But I really liked storytelling and characters, and I realized with the help of my family, they were like, yeah, like this program, you could do stuff like that. And I was like, okay, well, I've done animation before and I kind of found it tedious, but I applied, and in the portfolio you have to animate a like simple character, and I had a lot of fun doing it. So I more so got into it because of characters and storytelling. But now I really like animating itself, but I don't have a ton of experience because I kind of started doing it when I started going to school for it. Like I'd done it a little bit before, but not a lot, like very minimal. But now the type of stuff that I really like is like hand-drawn animation in games like Spiritfarer, or I'm not 100% sure, but I think maybe Hollow Knight is hand-drawn. I think it would be. I know Cuphead is, and they did like traditional paper animation, which is crazy because that takes so much time. But I would love to eventually work on a project like that. I find it really cool. But I don't watch a ton of movies or shows on my own. There are movies I can appreciate more now, having the context of like studying animation. But there wasn't any one movie that or show that I was like really, really invested in, like other people typically are. So people would ask me, like my classmates would ask me a similar question, and I'd be like, I don't have an answer because I just like to play video games. Spiritfarer is a pretty game. I got the other games that that studio worked on, like that they made, but I haven't played them yet. I haven't finished Spiritfarer either. I've gotten to the point where it's like, technically you can finish the story of the game without completing like the whole thing. And I was like, well, I don't want to end now. I want to keep playing. And then I never finished it. So I need to go back and do that. It's really pretty. And I like the style and the character designs. Alright. I'm just gonna say I'm done with this layer because I'm spending too much time. Let me add another, say, overlay. Maybe multiply to add a couple more, like a gradient. It's subtle, but it's doing something. Yeah. One of the other things I did in school that I did not expect to enjoy as well, I think I've talked about it a little bit on streams in the past, but not so much recently, is stop motion animation, which again I thought, I'm not gonna like this, it's gonna be so tedious, and then I took a class with it and I really enjoyed it. And then I made a film, which I can't show, unfortunately, not right now at least. But it's a very cool film and it was very fun to work on. And then next year, or like this upcoming year, I'm gonna be working on a personal film, which is going to be a horror film, not in stop motion, hand-drawn. I'm very nervous because getting into like the mindset of the actual pipeline and like start to finish is much easier said than done. But I want to make something cool. Maybe, we'll see, very big if, but if I'm able, maybe I'll stream some of that process and that will be cool. But we'll have to see. It's gonna be a very busy year for me. Stop motion is cool. I used to love watching the stop motion claymation web series as a kid. Forget the name. Awesome how much work people put in stop motion. Yeah, for sure. Like the film I worked on, there was 13 of us. And at times it felt like that wasn't enough. And we all were separated into different departments, but it's like, it's a ton of work, and like the project managers did such a good job keeping everything organized and like keeping us on schedule. I'm definitely gonna borrow some of the techniques they used for keeping organized. Because that's just like, that's how you get a project done, making sure things are planned out and you know how much time you have, and if you need extra time, how much time that would be. There's like so much that goes into the process, so it's really cool and nice to see the result when you know how much work has gone into it. What is this? Oh. I'm gonna add a light layer. Color dodge. Project management is invaluable skill in the industry. Your life of work, technical people like you would be dead in the water. Yeah, for sure. Like, timelines are so, and that's why I'm nervous for my personal film, because again, having ADHD makes that much harder to manage. Oh my god, the kid diminishes in my chat, redeeming hydrate, thank you. Hi, J Dunn. Yeah, like, having ADHD, it makes me nervous because I know it's something I struggle with. So it's nice having done a film with other people, knowing how they made schedules and how well that worked. So I'm hoping doing something similar for my personal film will help me out. We'll be talking about animation and stuff. Alright, I think I'm just gonna correct some of the highlights a little bit. I think I'm gonna consider this done in just a second. Do I have super glue? Oh, you're you haven't fixed your glasses? We probably do. I assume we do. We'll check when you get here. Oh, I want to give her blush. Alright, I think this piece is done. I'm just gonna change the background color to something else. What color? Why it doesn't want me to. Green. Ooh, that's a nice green. Out of curiosity, is your personal project something you're planning on submitting to an event of some kind, or is it more to add my portfolio? Both. So yeah, I want to submit to festivals. That's why I can't talk about the stop motion film right now. Because we're submitting it to festivals, and so it's not public at the moment, but in a year it will be. So I can't talk about it too much. Though I think it's my portfolio. Hold on. I know I can put the parts that I animated and like stuff like that on my portfolio website. Where is my portfolio? Hold on. I'm just curious about this. Where is it? Where did I bookmark it? Ah. Messaging. I'm getting so distracted. Gotcha, makes sense. Why you want to plan things if you need to make festival duty? Yeah. Well, like for it, because it's like a school assignment as well. Because my final year of school is coming up, and that's like the cumulative project, the solo film. Last year was a group film, and so I was working on the stop motion one. Some groups and some people make their films public right away, but I know that festivals, some of them are like picky about if the film has been shared or not, and they want it to not have been shared, so that's why we aren't posting it yet, but it will be posted eventually. I'm just checking. Yeah, my portfolio doesn't have it yet, but yeah. How do I... what? Okay. I do have on my Instagram like stop motion I've done for the portfolio to apply to the stop motion film. I think it's one of my pinned posts with the like fox character in the thumbnail. But aside from that, I don't have my other stuff posted just yet. But maybe I'll make a post of that soon, because I think my animation from the film looks much better. And yeah, it's really cool. It's a shame that stop motion is not the most accessible, just because it takes a lot of resources to make. But it's really cool when you're able to get the opportunity to do it. Yeah. Alright. What did I don't remember what I wrote on the last one. Where is it? Open. this one. Okay. I just want to keep them all the same. Where's my nice pen? Alright. 1 revenge down. 5 to go. Let me upload this really quick. Okay. What time is it? I got half an hour. Not enough time. At least I got 1 done in 1 day. Save as PNG. Save. And then... Where's my thing? Revenges. Pictures. These ones are done. No, this one, this is done. This goes here. So if you're distracted, you're chipping on revenges if I didn't draw. Like, no, don't worry. I enjoy chatting. It's also just like my process is slower. I don't want it to be taken too seriously. It's supposed to be fun. Plus, if I needed to get it done like super quickly, I'd probably wanna just work on it off stream, but I don't want to do that. I just noticed a thing here. I'll fix that. Yeah, it's fun chatting on stream. Okay, open this, save as crop it. I need to crop it. Save this as a copy. And then I need to bring this in here. No, wait, it's not the right size yet. It's 200 by 200. Edit again. Edit. No, wait. Resize. 200. Save. Save. Bring this one in. And then import. Where is it? Here. There we go. And then save again. And now I can post it. Where's my Artfight's not even open. There it is. Post. Submit. Attack. I don't have the character ID. I need so many tabs open for this. Okay, bookmarks. Bench. This, yes. But it won't count as a revenge because it was from last year. Copy the ID. How do you spell their name? QW. AH. Will this work? Yeah. Check. Yes. Yeah. Okay, and then it's head, bust. Main image. Main image. Thumbnail. Don't crop. No content filter. Shaded. Colored. Clean drawing. Okay, I think all of that information is correct. Let me double check. Yeah. It's loading. Okay. It's up. I did it. I did it. Alright, nice. Nice. Okay. This one's done. I think this one's next. Is this next on my list? This one's done. Delete that one. Yeah, this one's next on my list. Okay. I wanted to... Did I save the... Did I save... Delete the references from that. Did I? I did not save the references. That's fine. The references for this character are traditional as well, so I might not color pick from them because they're not going to appear the same. Which is cool. Which is all cool. Okay, minimize this. I think for this one, I like the bust shot as well, so I might make like a little spread. Just how am I gonna do that though, is the question. Can I do this? Will it let me? No. Okay, whoops. Move this over. And then move this one over. Might need to change the pose a little bit just so they fit. I mean, I can change the canvas size, but who wants to do that? This was one of the tiniest drawings on the page, even though it was full body. Okay. We're gonna try this. We're gonna see how this looks. Where's my reference? It's fine. It's fine. I don't know what their eyes look like. They're like gray. Oh, look how this looks. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Like the smile on this piece, very gentle. Yeah, yeah. The character looked very sweet. How do those go together? Wings are hard to draw. I have my Angel OC. I like. For one, I didn't look up references on how wings are, but they're very easy to. I think in a way it's like hair. It's very easy to overwork it, but you can simplify the shape a lot more than you assume. I say as I'm struggling. I need to get my wings references up. Where are they, though? References? Where are my references? There they are. This one, yeah. A lot of these references are from the other side. Well, this is a good one. Okay, that looks like something. That looks... It looks like a wing. Does this character have actual wings on their back, too? They do. I absolutely forgot to draw that, didn't I? In my sketch, I did. Well... I'm gonna have to do another sketch layer to do that. I'm gonna forget to do that, so I'm gonna really quickly... Wings... I think when I was sketching this, I was like, oh, I need to sketch the wings, and then I got carried away with the pose and I just forgot. Dude, give me the dad joke. They're my favorite. You cannot keep me from the dad jokes. I need the dad jokes. I love dad jokes so much. I love annoying my friends with them. Because they can't help but admit that they are low-key funny. Seems I'm really dude. I really am. You're so right. That was good. That was good. Well, I mean, it's alright. Could be better, but it's okay. Oops. I think I overworked the other side a little bit. Let me try to simplify it just a little. So I want them to match. Oops. That's alright. Alright, let's try to figure out these wings. Oh, where? They're like down. No. Wait. Okay. I might need to make the canvas a bit bigger unless I cut them off. I want them to be like closed though. Let me get a different brush. What if I use my paintbrush? Ooh, that might make things easier to imagine. How do wings look when they are down? That's the confusing part. These references, they're not down. This one kind of is. I just am confused how it like... I don't know. They're confusing. I know there's like a trick because like there's bones inside the wing, so it's like you imagine it like an arm. But it's kind of hard because it's not an arm. Let me move everything over a little. A teeny wee bit. Maybe I'll make it all no. I don't know, screw up my everything else. Size of everything else. Okay. This reference is so confusing, I don't understand. Okay. It's like more rounded at the top, I guess that makes sense. What time is it? Oh, I gotta go soon. Ish. Soonish. I got time. I'm gonna do another sketch layer over this. Try to figure it out. I need more references. Give me more references. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah. This is a good reference. When it's like it looks a little less confusing. There's just too many feathers. Why do wings? Who needs feathers? Just make them out of skin. Anytime there's like a texture where there's like a ton of the same object, I get confused because I tend to overwork those textures and not know when to do, like, usually less is more. So you want to indicate that there's a ton of the object in there, in this case feathers, without drawing each individual thing. It's the same thing for hair. You want to draw like the big shapes and you can draw some like little strands, but you don't actually have to draw every single strand of hair to make it look like hair. Let me do another one over here. That looks better. Still, I gotta work on wings, but it's okay. Alright, we're gonna try this. This can go up a bit more. Let's see how this looks. I'm gonna hide the... Actually, you know, I'll draw his body first. And then we'll procrastinate the wings a little longer. Never thought of that, actually, right? Less is more in this. Yeah, yeah. A lot of, like, professional artists do that, where, like, if it's hair or, like, I know bricks is a good example, where there's, like, the brick pattern where it's like this is a brick pattern, but if you did that for the whole, like, some art, it's also stylistic choice, so some artists would do this pattern for the whole wall, but if you have like a wall and you know that this is generally the pattern, you could just do like little indications and it's gonna imply that this wall is made of brick without having to do the whole wall in that pattern. And that's helpful for, like, if you're trying to draw focus to a specific area, you don't want all the detail in this one area where this isn't actually the focus of the piece. It can make the piece muddy, but there are ways to still do like all that texture without simplifying it that still works in certain styles. It's all dependent, like context and different art styles and stuff, because that's a thing with art, like technically there's not one way of doing something. There are ways that generally can make things look better, but if you know what you're doing and know how to break the rules, you don't have to stick to one specific set of rules, but that takes a lot of time and experience to know how to do correctly. Oh my god, Cass's theme. I miss him. It's akin to the concept of the draw distance in video game graphics. Neat ideas. Yeah, like... Is that like when details are rendered in the closer you are to the object, and then when you're farther away it simplifies like polygons or whatever? Because yeah, like it's like, well, you're not super close to it. If it's far away, it's gonna look less detailed anyway, so why have all those details rendered in? When I was playing Blueprints recently, I noticed that they kind of did that with the far background mountains. They were actually like a hand-drawn 2D image, which I know like skyboxes are generally like a flat image, but like this one, it was like very obviously a drawn image compared to like the rest of the 3D graphics, but it really worked because it was far enough away where you wouldn't notice that initially. But also like, yeah, like when you look at things in real life, when you look at things far in the distance, they do look more flat. And that's partially because of like, it's like how like light, I think, diffuses over longer distances and stuff, and like it's gonna make things farther away look foggier or like hazy. So the saturation, the contrast of the colors far away is not gonna be as strong. So again, like less detailed. So things further away, generally you can make less detailed because that's how it looks in real life too. I need to check if I am going now or if they need more time. yeah, it's really interesting, like, the things that you notice about the world when you have the context of looking at it in a different way with, like, another lens from, in this case, art, but, like, there's other things in the world that, like, will give you that other lens of looking at things. It's cool. Alright, I'm gonna have to go in a few minutes. I'll go till like 8:05 and then we'll end stream. But yeah, this was chill, this was fun. I like chatting about things. Oh my god, another hydrate. I was just starting to feel parched. Thank you. The hand is too big. That's a big hand. Like, only slightly, but it still is. Maybe it's too long. Yeah, I think that was it. I'm glad I got one attack done. I wanted to go for 2, but that's okay. I'm gonna apply some of the models you pick up from math, science, or art. Apply that every day. I find myself doing that, even with stuff as abstract as code, programming. Yeah, coding's cool. I took a coding class once and it was really confusing. It's like, it's tough because like one of the first things they tell you is like, well, the computer is gonna do exactly as you ask. But even if this thing you want it to do, like you're like, you want it to do this one thing and you tell it to do this one thing, but you might like it's really easy to make mistakes, and it's usually a user error because it's gonna do exactly what you tell it to, and you need to be really, really specific and literal with things. But it's really cool when you can make it work. Very time consuming to understand coding, but I admire those that do, so yeah. That's awesome. This looks weird. Why? Why does this look weird? Oh, it looks... well... Why does it look weird? Is it this? It's whatever. It's whatever. I don't want to draw feet right now. They have earrings. Do they have earrings? No. It does not look like it. Alright. That's probably all I'm gonna get to right now. Which is fine, 'cause it's always good to like come back and look at something on another day. I'm happy with the progress we made. Yeah. And then this one's gonna be fun, because I get to draw blood. And then this one's also gonna be fun. I'm excited. When's the next time I'm probably gonna stream? I'm busy tomorrow. I'm busy Wednesday. I'm busy Thursday. Maybe Friday. Yeah, the next time I stream might have to be on Friday. Like maybe Wednesday during the day, but like I might not be able to. So I'm probably gonna have to work on these off stream, but that's okay. I have the time lapses, which is cool. I don't know if it'll show up. Nope. But I'll post those. I'll probably I had some from last year that I meant to make a YouTube video out of, but I never did, so I'll probably like make that into either like combine this year's time lapses and last year's, or make two separate videos. Because I just never finished that, unfortunately. But I wanna, and I never put, oh, I need to post to Instagram too. Social media is hard, there's too many of them. Alright. Make sure I save everything, make sure all of these are saved. Alright. Yeah, no problem. It was fun talking to you. Yeah. Wait, until next time.